am doing now. So, all right.
Morning in progress.
Yeah, welcome. We're back.
Are we?
Ish. Let's go with ish. I know it's been a while, but things finally kind of normalized with work, so I can attempt to get this show back on the road. You notice I didn't say actually get it on the road. I just said attempt. It's kind of like when you break down, you just kind of like, all right, fuck it. Let's go for
What,
it.
like last Saturday or what?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much.
Yes.
So,
Speaking of that, did you get that
why are you
situation figured out?
Uh, I'll tell you about it here in a second. Why are you echoey?
I don't know.
How close are you to your mic?
Same distance as always is.
Oh, it's all echoey.
Is that better?
No, sounds like you're speaking through your headphones, not through your mic.
I don't have headphones on these.
Oh, well, I'm just saying. Sounds all echoey. So I made a couple.
Oh,
Oh, yeah, it's running off your computer shit, huh?
No, it's on my fucking camera. Is
Yeah,
that better?
yeah, way better. All right, you got to turn your shit up though.
Turn what shit up?
Your volume,
Your
fool.
volume on your mic, or speak louder.
I'm speaking pretty loud.
Then get closer. You see where mine is? Mine's all in the view.
Oh, shut up.
Anyway, so the reason I was saying sort of is I made a phone call, a couple phone calls actually. Oh, Aaron disappeared on us. Here he is. There he is. He's back. He don't like us no more.
Trying to figure out the.
There you go. That works.
I didn't even do nothing different.
I guess the reconnection fucking it's clear.
All right, whatever.
Yeah, that works. All right. So made a couple phone calls, called Super ATV. Parts are on back order for the steering. What?
Nothing. It's that's typically their fucking answer.
Why'd your shit just zoom in?
Don't fucking know.
Dude, it like zoomed in on its own, like
That's
yeah,
the
like
first
that.
time they did that.
It's got the self-centering shit. Let me see.
Oh, well, it just fucking zoomed in and fucking I was waiting for you to pick your head up so I could see up your fucking nose and see them boogers. Yeah, those.
Nah, there's too
Oh
much hair in
shit.
there.
Oh look, Sarah Bryan, she just beeped you. Uh anyway. So you got notifications on. I can tell you that right now because it beeped on my end.
I do? What the
Yeah.
fuck?
Yep. So anyway, called Super ATV. They said parts are on back order. No ETA. Well, she told me like around 2 weeks. She said, but there's really no ETA. And I'm like, all right, well, that's not going to fly. So I called Corey back and said, hey, looks like we're going to be welding. Well, I called Anthony over at Elite and was like, hey, bro, I know you got some things laying around. You wouldn't happen to have one of these knuckles, would you? And he actually sent me a picture. He's got a couple, and it looks like they might be the right ones. So he said he was going to make a phone call to his connection and see if they can't figure something out. So kind of in a holding pattern on that.
You know, we know this guy. We have access to a machinist. Just saying.
Okay, I understand that, but at the same time, if I can get the knuckle in, there's nothing to machine. You know what I mean?
The end of that fucking shaft.
Well, no. It's coming with all new. It's all one kit. You don't order everything separate.
Well, you're talking about a knuckle, so
Yeah, but it's the knuckle and the shaft.
okay. Well, you need to specify. You
No, I
be a
don't.
little more specific.
No, I don't.
Specific.
So anyway, so I'm waiting to hear exactly if they found something out as far as parts or if those ones from Anthony are going to work. And if they are, I told him, give me a price so we can get them shipped here so I can get that thing put together. If not, Corey's coming over tomorrow. KB Longhorn Welding, shout out. There he is. Corey's coming over tomorrow to just fucking weld it up, and I guess when the parts get into Super ATV, I'll order. But they're only $50 from Super ATV. Like the lady gave me a price over the phone, whole 9 yards. It's $50.
And that's good. You know, I'm glad she gave a at least gave you was able to track down like a part number and give you a price. Because
The other,
last time I called Super ATV for something specific for a kit that they sell,
yeah,
they
they told
told
it
me that they couldn't get it and it didn't exist.
right. Well,
So
so the other option is yes, I got to go to Victoria tomorrow morning anyway because my parts came in for the CF Moto, the little door hinge deal, um, the little cable. Uh, Brian texted me earlier and said that it was in, so I got to go to Velocity in the morning to go grab that so I can put those back on the CF Moto. My other option is yes, fucking take the parts with me over to Silverback and see if Justin can have his machinist guy fix them, which in reality is probably the better option.
the only thing that sucks is like yes, welding it would fix it, like fix it.
Yeah, but then I got to cut it back out if
It makes it permanent, and if you have to do a service on that steering box for
Very
whatever
permanent
reason,
at
if you
that
got to
point.
do a service on the power steering motor or what have you, it's
it
got to be
becomes
cut to it's got to be cut to be removed.
right. Yeah,
Right.
it becomes an issue.
Well, and then it also becomes a replacement issue at that point too.
So my thought process behind it was even if we did weld it, I'd still order one and have it.
Right.
Yeah, even if it was a backup.
Yeah, that way if it did fail or for some reason steering rack went out and I got to pull the steering rack and I had to cut it to get it out, whatever, I'd have one on hand.
Right.
That being said, I'm still probably going to take it with me when I go to Victoria in the morning and go at least talk to Justin about it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Um,
welding it up to fix the splines is one thing, but
well,
Like, I can understand like
because you're still gonna have to weld up the splines to
to
remachine.
recut them. Absolutely.
well, so that's what we were talking about. So if you look on the I guess it would be so from my understanding and if I remember correctly when we installed it because I wasn't looking at the instructions earlier, but Anthony was when we were talking about it. So from the steering wheel to the motor is what they call the upper shaft and knuckle, which
Right.
there is a knuckle in there. Remember we had it we ended up having it backwards
Yep.
or whatever.
Yep.
Then from the motor to the
The
rack,
box. Yeah.
yeah, to the rack, that's the mid shaft. That's what they call the mid shaft and mid knuckle. So, but the knuckle that or on that mid knuckle, it's two. It's two splined pieces. The top splined piece is 3/4 of an inch. I didn't count the splines, but oh well, fuck, I got it. I got a picture of it right here on my phone because I sent it. So
I just like all the porno references in here.
right, the shaft, the knuckle.
Mid shaft, 2 knuckles deep.
Yeah, why not, right? So the top side of that goes to the motor it goes on a 3/4 inch shaft. The mid shaft, the lower side, that is a 1/2 inch splined shaft. I measured everything. So
And that's the one.
I know, yeah, that's the one that's stripped. So I know we were talking about it that welding up the inside of the knuckle because it is cast and recutting that would be a pain in the ass. It could technically just be recut. So if you weld up the mid shaft, which is a 1/2 inch, build it up and recut it, you would just have to build up or you wouldn't even have to build up. You would just recut the knuckle to match those splines
Or get a new knuckle.
or get a new. Well, yeah,
Can
but
you
that
replace only the knuckle, or is it the
No.
knuckle and the shaft at the same time?
at the same time. So
I would assume those knuckles are universal across all their kits.
Well,
And the length
so
of
I,
the length of the mid
I agree
shaft
with
is
that.
what distinguishes from one kit to another.
so I'm
That would be that that's what logically makes sense. Is
right, and
just a generic knuckle that they use off the shelf part, and then the mid shaft is cut to whatever length it needs to be.
so the pictures that Anthony sent me of the ones that he has in the shop right now, because he's had multiple kits in the shop, so he's got random pieces laying around. The ones he sent me pictures of, which is mid shaft and knuckle and everything, they're not the right length, but they look identical, spline wise, size wise, except for the upper. So from the research that I've done, which granted it was only 20 30 minutes while I was at work and just kind of eyeballing some stuff, the difference in the shafts off the motor is due to uh the kits themselves. So Super ATV offers a 200-watt kit, a 400-watt kit, a 600-watt kit, and then they have their universal kits. Mine's a 600-watt Talon specific kit. The shaft that comes off the motor on the 600-watt is a 3/4 inch shaft, and like the 200 watts look like they're only the 1/2 inch shaft. So that's where the difference would be.
Whatever.
But is the length the same?
No, the length isn't the same, but I only need the knuckle if I can get the shaft fixed. You know what I'm saying? All right, enough talking about shafts. Welcome everybody to the shit show. Apparently, we got a guest. Why you sporting Seattle Seahawks there?
Because this is the shirt I fucking wore today.
Oh.
Somebody's on fucking vacation.
Oh, you didn't work today?
I've been off since yesterday.
Oh, fuck.
What
Well,
the?
let me rephrase that. I've been off work since Wednesday.
Yeah,
So
must be
I started vacation Wednesday afternoon.
Oh, goddamn. So we have a guest, Corey with KB Longhorn Welding, the owner, operator, CEO, COO, HMFIC.
I wouldn't say COO because that would probably be my wife, but the rest of that.
Oh, the HMFIC.
Yeah.
And major sponsor of the podcast, of course. He's been here since pretty much day one as far as a sponsor and good friend. He's the one we call when we have welding issues and we need shit fixed right away. So if you're in the South Texas area and need some welding done, KB Longhorn Welding, of course. He bought a 2025 or 26?
26.
26 KRX 1004, correct?
Yes.
And he's gonna build it. So let's talk about that. Because we had a little conversation earlier and somebody
wait a minute. Wait, are we building it or are we just putting wheels and tires on it?
Yeah. So that's what we're going to discuss because we had a little conversation earlier.
That's part of the argument, right?
Yeah. Somebody can't pull their head out of their ass and decide A, what wheels and tires they want. B, if they want to wait for portals or not wait for portals. C, if we're making it big or not making it big. So that's what we're here to hash out and discuss.
Corey, just suck it up. Go fucking big and just go buy your wife the CF Moto fucking HVAC like she wants.
Thank you, Aaron. And that's probably what's going to happen anyway. And that's actually what the joke was between me and Alex earlier. Because I told him, I was like, because the other day when I got fucking high centered, is because Sarah was dead set on leaving it the height that we were at. And then I got high centered and she's like, we weren't even out of the mud hole yet. I think one of y'all were pulling me out and she's like, okay, so just how high are you going to put this motherfucker? And I'm like, well, I mean, we're not going to go too high, but I figured we'd, jump up at least a foot. And she's like, oh, God damn. And then the other day when we were out there and when I almost flipped it, all right, I know you're lifting it. Just go ahead and do it. I don't want to hear about it. 10.
Yeah. So he literally got told just do it.
Yeah, it's
Well, they, all right. So if that's the case, the kicker is it's really going to boil down to like what size tire you want to run, and then what type of tire do you want to run? Do you want to run a mud tire? Do you want to run a tractor tire? Do you want to run a trail type tire?
man. After riding with you on them BKTs, I mean, I would put them on there for a short stint, but not every day. Like doing the riding that we've done.
Right.
BKT, like I said, riding with you on them 42 or were they 40s or 42s when we rode?
42s.
Yeah, it was rough.
Yeah, BKT is a rough tire. Like
So
Well,
I'm
in the
trying.
they
mud,
have their place. I'm not trying to take anything away from them. They
I'm
have their place.
absolutely not. In the mud, they're great, but riding around the trails and just kind of bombing,
I'm
no.
trying to talk him into ACP wides, 40-inch ACP wides.
And I'm okay. I was looking at those, or even like I was telling you earlier, the System 3 400 watt, the
Yeah,
So
same ones Justin's got, the wides.
so you can go XT 400s in a wide. And you go up to a 44 with those.
hmm I was pricing out either 40s or 42s. I can't remember the other day on
So
a
you can get the
12
you can get the
tire.
wides in a 40 or a 44. I regardless of like ACP or the XT 400s. Um, a I think you need to go with a wide tire. I think it's a better looking tire when they're wide. Um, the kicker's going to be: do you want to go with 40 or do you want to go with a 44? Um, if you're talking about going big, I would just go with the 44 and be done with it.
This coming from the guy that also told me to stick with 35s.
Yeah,
What?
why do you think
What?
I ain't said shit yet? I'm kind of like, wait a
Well,
minute.
so
Wasn't he just sitting there going,
all
if I
right,
could,
so
if I would have just stayed with 35s, I'd have been much happier. You should just go with 35s would be done.
Yeah, no portals, no nothing, just right on 35s.
yeah, but see, that's just it. I've been on both sides of the fucking fence. You know what I mean? So there, or I'm not taking anything away from portals. It really depends on how you want to ride. You like going through fucking mud holes and shit, so portals make sense for you.
That's fair.
If you're just building a buggy to trail ride and shit, I would stay on stock suspension. But that being said, too, like the brakes in the KRX suck when you go to portals.
And to be honest with you, that was a question I was going to have for you anyway, because even still on factories,
The the
mine
factory
are not
the
that great.
yeah, the brakes in the KRX suck, period.
I was
Like
already going to ask you about the upgrade on the brakes because I
all right,
noticed the other day.
I haven't done any upgrades on the brakes. I need to.
I
There's
know
a
y'all argued about like the brass or the different
All right,
pads,
so
all the
I will
different
not
stuff.
run a brass pad just because the brakes in the KRX suck already. All right,
Mhm.
putting brass pads on the KRX makes the brakes even worse. Like if you're going down a hill and you put your foot and stomp your foot to the floor, you're still gonna roll. It is what it is. Um, Brass pads accentuate that even more. Yes, they last longer.
That's the whole
But
thing. That's the whole thing with brass pads. Brass pads are you're not you. There's a disclaimer on them. Plain and simple, you lose stopping power. The thing about brass pads is the way, especially when you're running portals and you're getting into deep mud holes and stuff like that.
they just don't wear out.
Regular
They
pads
last.
wear out. I mean, we both have bought expensive pads and
That's why.
lasted two rides
Well,
because of the sand and everything we're in.
that's why I went to
So
solid rotors. I went away
yeah,
from slotted rotors.
so brass pads last much longer, but you sacrifice stopping power. I mean, well, when we rode and we were going down those little bit of hills there at Mud Buddies, all that squealing that you guys were hearing,
Mhm.
that was me standing on the brakes, and I was still going down the hill and it's brass. You sacrifice stopping power with brass, but they last so much longer.
But the other kicker with the KRX2 is we don't have a park. We don't have a park. You have to use the e-brake so if you park on a hill or what have you and you rip on the e-brake, there's a good chance that your fucking e-brake's not going to fucking hold it. And it's going to fucking roll still.
Yeah, where my Talon, I have a park. I have a parking.
You know, there's a couple of companies that do upgrades for the brakes. Was it Brew Performance? They do Polaris Turbo 6-piston brake caliper for the front end. And upgrade the master cylinder, but it's like a $1,400 kit, $1,100 kit, something like that. Class 1 Motorsports does a Wheelwood brake caliper upgrade kit, but both of those kits, I'm not sure if they fit when you go to Portals, because there's adapter brackets to retrofit the brake calipers.
That's the big kicker, because I know we discussed there's a kit for the Honda to change it over to Wheelwood, but would it go with Portals?
Yeah,
because the mounting is completely different.
Right. So I plan on doing the master cylinder upgrade kit just to have some more line pressure. And I've thought about ditching the e-brake, and I've kind of bounced the idea off of a couple of people in the hot rod community about just putting a line lock in.
You talking about on the?
You know what a line lock is, right?
No.
So a line lock is basically you step on the brake pedal and apply pressure. You flip a switch, and the solenoid holds the pressure. That way you can get out, and all four wheels are locked up. And then when you get ready to roll, you flip the switch, you deactivate the solenoid, it releases the pressure, and you have normal brakes again.
That wouldn't necessarily work with brass, though.
Yeah, why not?
Because you can stand on the brakes and still roll with brass.
Well, I'm not talking about parking on a vertical hill.
Well, I was thinking, could you possibly put in an aftermarket drive shaft brake?
Then you're having to modify a bunch of shit.
Huh. It was just a thought.
Because to do a drive shaft brake like what's on some of the Polaris 4-wheelers or
no,
Yamaha
I'm not talking about like so have you seen the brakes that actually grab onto the drive shaft?
You're talking about the drum style like in semis?
Yeah.
No, absolutely not.
Okay.
That won't work. That would work for a short period of time until you rode through the mud.
Okay. Well, that's
drum brakes suck when you get them wet or get them muddy.
Well, that's kind of what I was getting at, was because I'm not talking about putting a rotor and a caliper on the drive shaft. I'm talking about just a kind of like a clamp onto the drive shaft.
Yeah, you're
prevents the drive shaft from spinning.
You're talking about a drum style brake on the drive shaft. I know what you're talking about, and absolutely not
like the old school.
Yes,
school 1.5 or 2 ton.
Yeah, like
trucks.
what I used to have in the tow trucks.
Yeah,
no, I wouldn't even. I would go with a line lock system before I would go with that. So, but I personally like the line lock system because, like I said, it's just a solenoid that's got to go in line after the master cylinder, between the master cylinder and the
it just stops your fluid from backing back off.
Correct. So basically, you load the brake up, you flip a switch, solenoid closes, and it locks line pressure.
So that still doesn't help if the rotors slip past the pads, which is what you're talking about with the brass, right? They just don't.
Correct. I don't run brass pads.
I
Though,
know.
so.
I know you don't, Aaron. I'm just saying, like that wouldn't help in that scenario, regardless.
But if you upgrade the master cylinder for more line pressure,
Mm-hmm.
that would fix the issue. So the Brew Performance has done some testing with the the KRX master cylinder versus their upgraded master cylinder. The KRX master cylinder, I think, makes like 1,000 psi, 900 psi, some shit like that. The upgraded master cylinder makes about 1,500 psi.
So 50% more.
Yeah, well, you know as well as I do, 50%,
Oh, it's a
500 psi
significant
more
amount.
is
Well,
that's a damn good amount, and
I was gonna say
it's
just
due to the
10% more would be fucking.
well, it's due to the bore size of the master cylinder, so it's able to it's the upgraded master cylinder is able to push more fluid
Yeah,
than
I
the
saw
stock
that,
KRX.
and that's from Class One offers a big bore master cylinder.
It's yeah, it's Brute Performance and Class One. They both offer one. It's the same master cylinder. I think Brute Performance was the first one to put it out. I can't. I'm not taking anything away from Class One because I don't know, but I believe they're just reselling it. I
Right.
think Brute Performance is the OG. I know they're the OG that did they were the first ones to come to market with the going to Polaris 6-piston calipers on the front end of the KRX. Class One sells a Willwood upgrade, which by all means, like Willwood makes great brakes. I'm sure it would be a great upgrade. And my thought process is all right, if you're going to spend that type of money, you get 2 front brake calipers, you get the upgraded master cylinder. That's great. My thought process would be all right, do line lock, remove the shitty ass fucking rear calipers off the KRX and move the stock fronts to the rear and just eliminate the whole e-brake situation. And then I can cut the center console and put a bench seat in like what I originally wanted to do.
Yeah, it sounds like a bunch of fucking effort.
Yeah. I'm looking at it. I
Ooh,
mean,
I
you
found
know,
speaking
Dude, I spit it out.
there's a company that makes a compact 12-volt AC unit for side-by-sides. It drops in the roof.
Oh yeah, I saw that the other day. I was where
I just saw it yesterday.
I was just looking it
It
up.
was like $2,600. It's fully self-contained unit, 12-volt unit. It's the blower, the condenser, everything, the heat exchanger, the whole 9 yards. I found it on KawasakiEverything.com.
you are dead set on having a HVAC system.
I'm fucking fat. I sweat, dude.
I'm bigger than you. I want to hear your shit.
I'm not built for fucking humidity, yo.
Humidities.
My swamp ass gets swamp ass, all right?
Brother, you've been down here for 15 years.
I've been in Texas 11 years. I spent 10 years in Arizona. You think I would have acclimated to this shit, but no. Not even a little bit.
Lord, have mercy.
Everything Kawasaki off-road is where I found it at. Let me see. I'm looking right now.
So am I.
Air conditioners. So the air conditioner is made by
Do you have to fully enclose it?
you would have to what technically no, you could roll with it and just have cold air blowing on you.
So it'd be like a swamp cooler.
No, so it's a AC, it's a full AC unit. It's not a swamp cooler.
Well, I'm
It's
saying,
got a
if
it's
you
got a
don't
condenser
enclose,
and everything.
but if you don't enclose the cab, then it would be more like a rolling swamp cooler.
Well, no, because you're not using swamp cooler, you're using water.
I get that, but what I'm saying is you're not. It's not like you're going to enclose the cab and have a full enclosed
Yeah.
system.
Well, there's a few companies that make hard enclosures for the KRX too. If you
I
got
know.
stock cage,
I know. I told you about that the other day. We were laughing about that.
All right, so
I still have my
is it
stock cage.
hmm, well, I mean, I have your stock cage.
Right?
I mean, I have your stock
It,
cage.
it just happens to be at your house. But
uh,
it's made by Curtis is the name of the company.
well, no,
It's
is it?
$2,700.
So let me ask you this: is it like the old school add-on ACs for the semi for a semi?
No, no, it stands about 6 inches tall. You cut a hole in your roof and you drop it in place in your roof. It sits about the same height as putting one of those car racks on the top of your vehicle.
Well, the reason I was asking is because I just found they call it an RV air conditioner. It's a 10,000
All right,
BTU 12 volt.
You're not going to be able to see it. Hang on, let me see if I can find it up and I can see if I can share it.
It's only 6.5 inches tall.
It was like a mini version of what you put on your trailer.
Yeah. Why don't you go with this?
Oh, just
You bitch. Don't worry, I got this.
Both of you motherfuckers trying to share AC units.
I
got
can't.
this. I got this.
share
Hold on.
shit.
All right. I got it. I got it.
You ain't got shit. I already found it.
Yeah, good for you.
A white face looking.
Who?
That's me because I don't have my shit on dark mode.
No. You're always on dark mode. What the fuck are you talking about?
Only in humor.
All right. You see my screen?
No.
Nope.
What about now?
Yep. Do me a favor and go to everythingkawasaki.com.
So I found this.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
Everything Kawasaki.
Off-road. Yep.
Yes, mother.
And then KRX on the
No.
left.
You want to go that route?
Yep. It's easiest because it's like the third one. It doesn't matter what year.
I know. Why do you think I was just click? Oh.
Air conditioners.
Oh, that's cute. It's $2,700.
And it pulls 60 amps. So here's the kicker. You'd have to put an
Dual
alternator
battery?
kit on.
Alternator or dual battery?
Alternator. You'd have to put an alternator kit on.
All right. So
The charging system's only about I think it's 35 amps on the KRX. Going to the alternator kicks it as a 60 amp. It's either a 60 or 70 amp alternator.
So let me ask you this. What is the difference between that and that?
That's metal cased.
Looks like plastic to me.
No, that's in a metal case.
Okay, but like realistically here,
Scroll down.
what's the difference?
That's all plastic.
Okay, your roof's already plastic.
Okay.
12 volt, 10,000 BTU. What is the other one?
Uh, 12 volt. Doesn't even give a BTU.
It doesn't say.
And it says it weighs 58 pounds.
Okay.
God damn.
That's heavy, dude.
For a
That's
roof?
because it's not even a roof. You got to drop it into your roof.
Still goes on the roof.
And hey, and this RV air conditioner that I found is 4,500 BTU heating capacity.
Yeah, but yeah,
Hey,
fucking heat.
take over his little
And it's
buddy.
45 pounds.
Yeah, a whole fucking 13 pounds lighter.
Anyway, All right.
I'm
I'm
just-
just saying. I was just throwing it out there.
Well, when you said that, this is what it reminded me of because I remember seeing this and I was like, shit,
Oh.
why couldn't somebody just do something like this?
But I just saw somebody had mounted one of that other one in a KRX already with a full enclosed cab.
Right. And then the other thing that I seen was
Because I was looking at like the 12-volt AC heat and cube deal with the core and sliding it up underneath the dash where that dead space is above the transmission tunnel underneath the dash.
Hold on. Alex,
Right.
click on that last one that you were the assault.
that it's just
Yeah.
it's just a vent and a
Just
fan. Yeah.
Oh.
No, there was
All you really need.
there was another one that I saw.
Is that all you said? That's all you need?
Yeah, that's what he said.
You're full of shit.
I've lived
You
in.
haven't been in a KRX during the middle of the fucking summer.
These are the ones that I saw. Off-road Arctic AC kits for ATVs.
Yeah, I've seen these, but you gotta have a place to mount that.
That looks like a pretty good place to mount it. Right there under the dash.
Yeah, screw the passenger side. I want it blowing on my balls.
I was gonna say that's looks like where it's blowing.
For the
Yeah, but
passenger.
I'm not riding in the passenger
Hey,
seat.
just put a little hose on it, have it going underneath your shorts.
Because they offer a roof fan to you.
And the alternator kit.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so
Anyway. Enough.
back to
Stop
we
share.
got sidetracked.
Yep. Tangent.
Well, we're good at that.
So back to the argument at hand here. So are you going portals or what?
Am I going portals?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I've already got portals, so I'm not going portals on portals. Somebody's already done that.
Ooh. Yes, I was planning on going on portals. You two are the ones that were trying to talk me out of it.
No, I wasn't trying to talk you out of it.
Well,
I was simply telling you, as of right now, the KRX is capable of going 35's bone stock. No problem.
yes, and 37s with the
4-day arms.
Mhm.
4-day arms, which are sitting underneath my patio right now.
Yeah. So, like, I was simply saying, if your hang up is buying portals right now, you could potentially buy your 37s now, put your arms on, put your 37s on, go ride, have a good time, and then later on, hey man, I've been running my 37s. I'm cool with it. I don't need to go portals. Or, hey, I still want to go portals. Keep your suspension super soft. Throw portals on. Keep your 37s on. You're just as big as the rest of us. That's all I was saying.
Well, like I was telling you earlier, the argument, I guess, was if I was going to go bigger tires, 40 plus, like you said, it's way easier on the 20, or I would say 20 plus rims, not just 24s. But
If you want to go anything bigger than 40 inches, you have to go to a 24-inch rim.
which is pretty much what I was looking at. And don't get me wrong, I know you're riding on 18s now, but again, like you just said, I was looking at 24s. And
I built the KRX originally to go to 44s or 46s. That's originally what I built the KRX for. So
see, I thought you told me originally it was 50s.
Well, the plan was
the plan was
capable
I
of going, yeah, capable of going to 50s.
But the goal was 44s to 46s. That's kind of where I wanted to be at. And
okay.
it kind of evolved back down to where I'm at. I ran 42s for what? A couple of years.
Yeah.
And then decided that the BKTs were just too rough. Now, granted, the XT400s and ACPs weren't out when I decided to go back down.
Yeah, and that I know that's what Alex has told me too. Is like, well, the three of us had this conversation a couple weeks ago. Like, tire capability has kind of evolved
Well, it's
tremendously, really, over the last couple years. So even just availability has changed.
like if I could find the a similar tire to what I'm on now in a 44, I would have went with a 44. But the only way to get that type of tires, I would have to go to a truck tire, which I didn't want to do.
And now,
I'm nobody makes a 44 in the type of tire that I have,
unless you go to a truck tire.
unless I go to a truck tire. So the closest I can get to what I'm on now is a Mickey Thompson 43, but I'd have to run a super fucking wide wheel on a truck wheel and go with truck adapters.
yeah, no, fuck that.
And be way fucking heavier.
Came in a 44.
Yeah, so there's a guy, he's from up in Washington. He's got a KRX, and he's running 46-inch Mickey Thompson, whatever those Mickey Thompson tires that a lot of the Jeep rock crawler guys use. Don't get me wrong, it looks fucking badass.
Yeah, he ran King of LB.
Yep, he's run King of LB. It's a badass KRX. Like, don't get me wrong. He snow wheels with it and everything, but like I said, you got to go, and he's on portals, all that good stuff. But you got to run truck adapters, and you're running a truck wheel and truck tire. So,
and that's a lot of weight.
Yeah, it is. And like what we were talking about earlier, the braking system on the KRX already sucks. If you add that much weight to it, you're looking at.
Yeah, and everybody talked about it like years ago when everybody was going to big wheels on these cars and trucks. Like, when you go to big wheels, you need to do a big brake conversion.
Absolutely.
Just the rolling momentum.
Yeah, the only thing that at least I know, and now I don't know how the Polaris are, and I don't know how the Can-Ams are, but I know how my Talon is, and I know how the KRX is. The engine braking or the trans braking that's on those things for the gearing, like, my Talon is phenomenal. Like, I let off the gas in first gear going downhill, and I could damn near get out and walk next to it.
Well, the KRX is the same way. The Honda and the KRX, the Japanese manufacturers, the brakes suck on both of them. Like, the calipers are just too small for the size of these machines. Polaris has stepped up with the 6-piston calipers.
I was going to say they also weren't designed to have 40s underneath them. Mine was designed for 28s. Yours was designed for 31s.
Yeah, but that's just it though. Like, even compared to the other manufacturers, the calipers are tiny.
Let's say on 31s, it struggles.
Yeah.
Well,
like the braking system for the KRX it's just the brakes are not adequate for the weight of the KRX.
Well, I was going to say not only that, but they did not upgrade the brakes to go from the 2-seater to the 4-seater, even though it added weight.
That's exactly what we've seen. Because Aaron, with all of his stuff on there, is just in the same boat I am, stock, just because I'm in a 4-seater. You add, all the shit that we've added to them. Now y'all have added way more than I have to this point, but even then, look at, oh yeah, no, don't, yeah, give me a year, right? But me and you've had this conversation. You look at bumper, portals, rims, tires, all those extra electronics, all the everything. You're adding 1,000 pounds to that vehicle easily. And it was not designed for an extra 1,000 pounds, and that's not even including putting people in it.
Well, you throw a cooler on it. I mean, well, I was gonna say, Aaron, what are your wheels and tires weigh? What's each wheel? And I know you weighed them.
No, I haven't fucking weighed them. All I know is I fucking bitch, moan, and groan every time I got to lift the son of a bitch on or off. Um, but that being said, too, I also bitch, moan, and groan getting up and down off the fucking ground too. So,
I
um,
make dad
I,
noises. Spit it out.
I, I, I would say they're probably close to fucking 100 pounds a pop. But I know the guys that are running the bigger BKTs and stuff, like 20, 26-inch wheels and running, you know, 52s, 56s, 60-inch tires. Like when they have them cut, they're cutting when they're doing these bounty cuts and these hater cuts, they're cutting, 60, 70, 80 pounds of meat off these tires.
Yeah.
Each tire.
Each tire, yeah. So, it again, like I know the EFX tires are heavier than the System 3 tires. The ACP tires are heavier than the System 3 tires. I think System 3 makes the lightest tire in the game right now.
I like the System 3s. I always have. I mean, I owned 310s. You had a set of 300s.
I've owned 4 sets of fucking System 3 tires. Like,
yeah, the
I like System.
370s.
Yeah, I've 370s. I've done the 400s. I've done the 300s. Like their System 3 makes a great tire.
You know what I owned? I think I owned the 310s and then
The 370s.
the 370s. Yeah, but didn't I? I had the 310 Rs.
I don't know. Remember which ones you had? No, the 310Rs came out after the 310s. You just had the 310s. The 310Rs were spaced wider.
Ah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
So,
So yeah, because
like I
on the
said,
on the two on the 2-seater Talon, I had the 310s. I had the 310s, and those were 33s, I think, or
it's
35s.
as far as
Anyway,
like tire selection goes, it just really depends on what type of riding you want to do. I'm geared towards more trail riding / hill climbing, rock crawling.
even though there's no rocks in South Texas.
There's rocks in South Texas. I don't care. I don't give a shit what anybody says.
And there's plenty of rocks in South Texas.
Yeah, the ones you stub your toe
All
on.
I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna point at that mountain there at fucking River Run.
That's not South Texas.
Whatever.
Mm.
But the EFX tire compound is definitely a harder, more dense rubber than the System 3 rubber compound. So it's just one of those deals to where like the XT400s, I like the XT400s. They're a great trail riding tire. The rubber compound is just super, super soft. Like the lugs on the XT400 flex really a lot. Quit doom
You
scrolling,
got
Alex.
choices, Corey.
Oh, well, I mean, that argument can go all day long.
And that's the problem.
Oh, of course. And I looked at going with the same tires y'all have with the 370s, and I may still buy them. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'm not. The only reason why I looked at the 400s over the 370s, to be honest, is following both of y'all and listening to both of y'all bitch about the 370s balling up.
Well, we had that discussion
Right.
while
At
we
least
were
the
riding.
400 looked like they would disperse the mud just a little bit better.
Well,
Now,
that's
I
what
don't know if
that's
they
what we were
will
talking
because I
about.
haven't seen them.
No, they do. They work very well. So that's what we were talking about. When we had that discussion was plain and simple. It's the type of mud, like for instance, out at Mud Buddies when it hasn't been raining, when it's been it's peanut butter. It
Right.
balls. If you've got a closed lug pattern, like the 370s are considered a more closed lug pattern
Of
than
course.
say BKTs or something like that. And then Aaron's tires, of course, are a more closed lug pattern. they're not going to clear out because you don't have the wheel speed. And I have the
I've
wheel
seen,
speed to spin them up and clean them out, but I also don't want to get covered in mud,
but that's just it
which
though. Like we've
you've got
seen,
experience with there, Corey.
Of
we've seen,
course I
but
do.
we've been places and seen that peanut butter mud ball BKTs up.
Yeah, you're right, but what I'm getting at is tire selection, just like when you're going rock crawling, just like when you're trail riding, when you're riding hard pack, tire selection is an aspect of what you need to decide on what type of riding you're doing because you can't put a street tire on there and then go, hey, I'm gonna go run the trails with you guys, and then sit there and bitch because you're sliding everywhere. Like you see what I'm saying? If you plan on riding deep mud, get a tire that's built for deep mud. If you plan on riding hard pack and running 300 miles in a weekend down fire roads, get a tire that's accustomed to that. Don't go get a super sticky rock tire that you're going to burn down in 6 months to a year because you're riding on the pavement. Hey, I got a pavement princess. All I do is ride this around like a golf cart. Don't go get mud tires because they look cool. Get you a tire that's suited for the job. So, like for us, me specifically, I've had BKTs, I've had the big mud tires, and I've had the motoclaws. The motoclaws were a great trail tire, but sucked balls in the mud. Now I don't mind the 370s. 370s are actually a great tire. Do I think the ACPs are better? Yes, and I explained it to you. They have a better side lug. They have a cleaning out lug where they also have a center lug for comfort. It's to me it's a better all-around tire. Are the 370s more of a trail slash little bit of mud rock? Yes. So it like Aaron's tires are more suited for trail, rock, light mud.
So compare the 370s to the 400s.
400s are what are they? What's the actual name on it? It's
It's an
extreme trail tire.
That's what they call it. Like the XT400s, they work a hell of a lot better in the mud. Period.
Okay, and so compare that to the ACPs. Is
I'll take the four. If I'm going to ride mud, I'll take the 400s over the ACPs. If you're going to ride mud, the 400s.
riding like what we do, which is, let's be
Yes.
honest, is probably 90% trail, 10% let's play.
I've seen you play though. You play more than me and Alex.
Okay, that may be true, only
But
because you've seen me play in my
the
pond.
the the other kicker too is like what size tire do you want to run? The ACPs or
You
the
can get no,
370s or the XT400 or not the XT4 the EFX Moto Ravage like what I have. 40-inch tires is as big as you can go. XT400 you can go up to a 44. Like what size tire do you want to run? Because once you make that jump from above 40, your tire selection gets really, really limited.
Right, and to be honest with you, I was actually going to stick with around the 40 range to, I would say, start with. And this is actually what me and Alex were joking about earlier, and what you alluded to earlier on the podcast was while my wife is still riding around with me, I can't go too high and too crazy. Now, as soon as she quote unquote convinces me to buy her own, after that, that's when I say let's get stupid.
so
Before that, when it's still just the family buggy, 40s.
So
I would
Something aggressive, but not super. Cause I don't want to run BKTs. Like I said, I rode with you with the BKTs. I was thinking the System 3400s because it's kind of like a middle ground. 6-inch portals, and it's
I
just rock and roll.
I still think the ACPs are the best choice.
You know what? And I know even me and Justin had a conversation saying ACPs are probably one of the best all around tires on the market. The It's just okay justifying buying the ACPs over the 400s. Where is that justification other than just
The only difference is mud. How much mud riding do you want to do?
meaning like what you think
Like
that the ACPs aren't as good in the mud as the 400s?
the XT400s are way better in the mud than the ACPs.
But are they still
Don't roll your eyes at me,
ride?
Alex.
No,
But
I'm not rolling my eyes. I'm just the way you said it, you made it sound like the ACPs are trash in the mud, and
No,
you know better.
I'm not saying they're trash in the mud. The XT400s are better in the mud than the ACPs.
Well, that's because they're based on a they're
But
more of a mud tire.
It's a mud tire.
They're more of a mud tire than a trail tire, where the ACP is more of a trail tire than a mud tire.
Okay, but are the
ACP's not a mud
400s
tire,
still
period.
good enough on the trails?
They're great on the trails. They ride smooth. They don't beat you up.
Okay, so it's still a happy medium. That's just
All right. So
yes or no.
here's the deal. So the ACPs, the XT370s, like what's on Alex's, the EFX tires that like on mine, they're all three of them are pretty even in the same category as type of an all-terrain tire. Then you have the other extreme, your BKTs for mud riding, right? The XT400s are basically right in the middle.
See, I feel that the ACPs lean more towards the middle than the trail.
Okay, so if you want to go that way, so XT370s, the tires Alex has, the tires I have are trail tires. Okay, then it would be the ACPs, a little more aggressive, XT300 or XT400s, and then BKTs.
Yeah.
And as far as aggressive goes,
That's
the
how
XT400s are more aggressive than the ACPs.
Yeah.
I don't think it's a big jump between the XT370s to the ACPs. I don't think it's that big of a jump.
I feel that it's bigger than you think, but
I've
the ACPs,
I've drove on ACPs.
The ACPs have the
I don't care about that side lug. The side lug doesn't mean shit if the center doesn't fucking clean out.
The outside lug being as wide as it is, I felt I ran them forever, and I love them because I've ran the 370s.
Okay,
I'm currently on the 370s.
You're a fucking ACP fanboy. Just fucking
yeah.
go ahead and get on that and fucking just gobble it away.
Yeah, fucking blah blah blah.
Yeah. Fucking check that fucking gag reflex.
I've ran both, and I feel that the ACPs clean out better than the 370s.
I'm not saying that they don't. That's not what I'm saying.
So therefore, they'd be better in the mud.
I'm not saying that they're not better in the mud. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that the XT400s are better than the ACPs, and you're just not wanting to fucking hear it.
No, I've agreed. It's more of a mud tire.
Anyhow, meanwhile, back at the ranch.
How has this turned into a fucking argument about a green?
Because we can't fucking we have to argue about everything. That's just
where's your
that's our dynamic.
So
all right?
Where's Karina's shirt? Or where's your shirt?
It's in the fucking.
You should have wore that tonight.
Yeah, probably. But I'm not fucking wrong.
Anyway.
Corey, what it really boils down to is what size tire do you want to run?
All right. Well,
that answered a lot of questions, didn't it?
Right. Way to circle the wagon.
The other kicker too is like you said earlier, that as far as like how big you want to go. As Sarah, I know Sarah hasn't sat in my machine or tried to get into my machine. Has she tried to get into the Talon, or she rode in the Talon? As far as height wise, like getting in and out of it?
Not that I know of.
I don't think she had. Well, I think she climbed into the Talon once, but not when we were out on the trails.
So, and that's kind of that's the other kicker is like you could go with a 4-inch portal and still run a 40 or 40, 42. You could probably get away with a 44 on a 4-inch portal with the KRX with forward arms, but you'd be cutting it really close. Or go with a 6-inch portal.
Thank you, dear.
So that's going to be the other deal as far as going with portal sizes too. If you go with a 6-inch portal over the 4-inch portal, you can run the suspension on the KRX like super super soft.
Yeah, and that was something me and Alex already talked about is jacking the springs up to get to get a little bit of height, but also
If
my
you're gonna
KRX is already super soft.
if you're gonna wait on portals, then I would say go ahead and put a little bit of preload in the shocks. But if you're gonna go right to portals and go with a 40-inch tire, I would leave the suspension right where it's at until you get wheels and tires on it. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
I was only talking about putting a little preload in them if you went with the 37s and were still stock and wanted a little height. That's all I was suggesting.
Right. And that's something that me and you have talked about. And, you know, because I can stay on 37s now. I mean, let me rephrase. I can go up to 37s now just with the forward A arms. And this is the conversation we had earlier. The question then is it worth buying 37s to run for, say, a year, and then in afterward buying the portals and the 24s with the 44 or 40s, 42, whatever size tire I decide to go to at that point in time, then it creates a bigger question because it's like,
So what you could do is if
Do you want to get high centered again?
no.
you
But
could go to a 37 with the 4-day arms, ride that around, and then
right.
decide, all right, hey, you can go to 4-inch portals with a 30% gear reduction and still run the 37s. And then say, all right, I'm ready to go bigger and go to a 40 or a 42 or 44 on a 4-inch portal.
Well, and that was part of what me and Alex were talking about earlier too, is because I asked him what made him go from a 37 to a 40. And actually what you just said kind of rides right in the middle of that. Okay, let's say I put 37s on the KRX right now. 2 months from now, I get 4-inch portals.
Mm-hmm.
What would then, other than just personal preference, make you go from that to, say, a 6-inch portal and a 44-inch tire?
Personal preference.
Yeah.
That was it. That's all it's going to be.
That's
What
all
what
At that
it's going to
point,
be.
what did I tell you earlier? The only reason I'm on 40s is because I wanted the 24s.
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, and how much height would you gain, say, going from a 37 on a 4-inch portal to running a 6-inch portal and running 40 or 44s?
Okay. So there's a couple of caveats. So if you go to let's say you go to a 37 on your machine as it is, right? And
Yes, sir.
then you decide, all right, I'm gonna go to a 4-inch. I'm gonna do portals. Okay. So if you go to a 4-inch box, you can run your stock wheels still. Okay. If you go to a 6-inch portal, you will have to upgrade wheels, which means you're going to have to upgrade tires also in the same shot.
Right. And that, I guess the other thing I should have said was is
So if
versus, say doing that or waiting to do 6-inch portals and 40-inch tires all at the same time? I guess that should have been my question. That, you know what I'm saying? Like,
But it falls back on. So as far as like on the KRX itself, 4-inch portals versus 6-inch portals,
yeah,
It's
minimal.
it's a
Yeah,
2-inch difference.
we're talking a
Yeah.
2-inch difference.
yeah, it's a
Because
minimal difference on the portal. I get that. I'm just saying,
the
as far as like,
the
okay, what
reason
can
the
you do right
reason
now
I
versus waiting to do a whole lot?
the reason I went with a 6-inch portal is because I wanted the 45% gear reduction to run the bigger tire. I went to the 6-inch portal with the 45% gear reduction in the mindset that I was gonna go bigger.
Okay.
Knowing what I know now, I would have went with a 30% gear reduction in a 4-inch box. Now, granted, hindsight's 2020, but where I can run a 40-inch tire on a 4-inch box with a 30% gear reduction and be fine. Because I went with a 6-inch box and a 45% gear reduction, I ended up having to do an overdrive kit in the transmission because of how low geared I was. I was over geared. So that was another expenditure. That means the transmission had to come out and I had to re-gear it.
All because he didn't go as big as he thought he was going to go.
Right. Instead of running
So
a 46, he went with a 40.
Yeah.
Correct. So it really depends on what it like. If you have all intentions of going fucking big, I'm gonna say 6-inch boxes, 45% gear reduction. If you have intentions of running a 44, 46, possibly even a 50-inch tire, at minimum 6-inch boxes, 45% gear reduction. If you're going to run a 40-inch tire in a KRX, 30% gear reduction, 4-inch boxes.
And
No argument from my end.
And stay with a 4-inch portal.
Correct.
Yeah.
That
because here's one thing you got to remember, Corey, is when you go that big, because in your mind you're like, fucking send it, let's go big. You lose trail ability.
Oh, yeah.
You lose turning radius. You lose height. Because you're now getting into the trees. You're losing width because when you go that big, you're gonna be so much wider. So you're losing being able to go down a lot of trails. Like, don't get me wrong, you're gonna be able to trail it and go down a lot of trails, but you're not gonna be able to go down a lot of the trails we go down. We struggle on a lot of trails, as big as we are.
We always find the shit that's fucking overgrown or nobody's been down the damn trail too.
That's because apparently
we got to cut through make our own fucking trail because we found a dead end somewhere.
Well, I was going to say, that's because apparently we lose all sense of fucking direction when it becomes nighttime. Oh, we've been down this trail. We went down it earlier. This is not the same fucking trail.
I do tell you when we go places, I want to get fucking lost in the woods.
Oh, that's true. We normally accomplish.
So we did that at fucking Mud Buddy. I ain't gonna lie to you. The other day when we were riding, I was following Alex and was like, hey, we went
I know all those trails like the back of my hand.
I was gonna say
your ass hurts. Because when we were riding down that thing, I was like, man, I'm pretty sure this is a trail we rode through earlier today.
Nope.
Then following you, I was like, I've never seen this shit before. What the hell? And then of course,
so
I can't steer.
Well, so Mud Buddies, if you get lost at Mud Buddies, you're retarded.
We are talking to Corey.
But that being said, too, we've rode that park for 10 plus years now.
Right. Well, so that's what I've been trying to explain to you as far as like, you need to decide what you want to do with your machine and set a goal, and that's where you need to head towards.
Well, I don't have any intentions of, and at least not anytime soon, of that bike being a fucking bounty bike.
So you're looking at
riding the trails.
You want to be able to do. You pretty much want to build something similar to what Aaron's got, just a little more aggressive.
Maybe or about the same, because I don't mind following Aaron.
Okay, so you're looking at that 37 to 40 range.
Yeah,
37, let's call it 37 to 42.
right. And that's what I was looking at. It was 40-inch tires. I was thinking 6-inch boxes, but if you say 4-inch boxes,
I would do 4s and
I
30s.
I would run a four. Honestly, Corey, I would spend a little bit of extra money, get dual idler fucking 4-inch boxes, and be fucking done.
yeah, I can see Alex freaking out. And Aaron, it's not just a little bit of extra money. I priced him out the other day. It's over double.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
You can't get cast in dual idlers. You
I
have
know
to go
you
to
can't.
billet.
But you're getting the strength of billet. You're getting the dual idler.
4-inch dual idler were $4,500.
Mm-hmm.
4-inch regular single idler is 2,800.
So you're talking $1,000 difference.
That's $1,800 difference.
Single idlers, 30% gear reduction. Cast.
I think the money's there.
I'm with you on it.
I
get
think
that
it's
they're
me
extra
personally. I
strong.
think it's worth it.
Okay, and but both of y'all have been running single idlers for how long?
4
Which
years.
could be an argument for a whole nother day, dual idler versus single idler. But
Well, it's not even the single idler versus dual idler. It's also the billet versus cast
well, you can only get dual idler in
and
a billet.
billet's stronger than cast.
There's not an argument there.
No, that's not an argument. But is it worth it?
I believe so.
That's a personal decision.
It really is. I mean,
It really depends on how hard you want to ride.
Yeah, but you're also talking about
I-
somebody would
my-
have people
I
doing
have-
jumps.
I
and-
have
That being
6
said, I have jumped my machine on fucking cast portal. So,
That's what I was going to say is I have
but we watched
6-inch cast portal single idler. I've had them for over 4 years. They were on my 2-seater. They're now currently on my 6-seater. I bought it brand new in 2022. It's currently 2026. And I haven't had an issue.
Yeah, but I haven't had an issue either. Bruce
So-
fucking drives through a small hole,
He didn't even drive through a small hole. He tried to climb
bounces
a
a
root.
fucking tire one time, and a fucking portal box explodes.
Yeah, but the
So-
gear gave loose and busted the box. It wasn't just the box breaking on its own. That's
And did they replace it?
I think he had to buy one.
No, he got it replaced, but it cost him whatever it was to ship it back, and then there was some other issues with the replacement. Something about bolts missing or some shit. I don't know. You would have to ask Bruce what the details was on it. I don't know what it cost.
Regardless on that situation, we all know the difference. Billet is one piece that's machined down.
Machined down and
Yeah,
ready to go.
it is a solid piece of aluminum that's machined down to be damn near perfect. Cast is you run the if you get something that's cast, you run the
It's molded and then cut down.
it's
it's
poured.
Yeah,
Right. It's a mold and
sand
then
in
it's
the
cut
mold.
down.
Yeah, so you there is the opportunity for inclusions to be included into it, and yes, that is to me when I was looking at portals, was it worth the difference of cast to billet price wise? To me, it made no difference. I went with cast.
The dual idler is, as far as gears go, the dual idler is inherently stronger because you're splitting the workload over 2 idler gear versus 1 idler gear.
No argument there. And if I was building a bounty machine, I'd go dual idlers. If I was building something that was specifically meant to go into the mud, like that's all I'm doing with it, I'm going to hit holes. I'm hitting holes. I would go dual idlers.
I would have bought dual idlers.
Is that why Aaron says I need dual idlers?
That's exactly why Aaron says you need dual idlers.
I would have bought dual idlers if they were available when I bought portals for the KRX. Single idlers weren't available, or dual idlers weren't available when I bought portals. Otherwise, I would have bought dual idlers from the get go.
Why?
They weren't available.
No, no,
Super
no.
TV didn't
I
make
get
them
that part, but why would you do it?
because
now?
because of the strength. I'm hard on my machine.
Even though you've never broke a portal.
Even though I've never broke one, I'm hard enough to where I can justify spending the extra money for dual idlers.
You say that. Well, my question, in seeing you ride, you're fairly rough on the KRX,
but it's not. It's
and
not.
have never broke a portal.
It's not just the single and dual idler. There's other deals that you get with the dual idlers. Also have a bigger mounting plate. The portal plates are built differently.
I will agree with that.
It's a stronger setup.
It's an upgraded setup.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I hope so for the price differential. I'm
Like
kind
you
of
do,
playing
you
devil's
boo-boo,
advocate.
but if I could go back and do it again, if I would have had the option to get dual idlers, I'd have bought dual idlers from the get go.
It's. Are you willing? If it's pros and cons and price difference, and are you willing to? Hey, I'm going to sacrifice a little bit of safety, and let's just call it safety for the lack of a better word. But am I willing to sacrifice a little bit of safety and security?
It's peace of mind is what it really boils down to.
Yeah. All right. There we go. Peace of mind. Are you able to sacrifice a little bit of peace of mind over cost? That's what it boils down to.
You can make that argument all day long with everything, really. But I mean,
well, that's what it boils down
That's really what it boils down to.
If you don't think that you're ever going to break a cast, there's no reason to go with billet.
No, especially for the price differential, because I mean, you're looking at and it's not.
It's a significant.
If
it was a $500 difference, I'd say go with the billet.
Absolutely.
But it's not. It's
almost double.
Well,
but prices have also went up over the last couple of years too.
I'm not going to sit here and break down numbers because I don't want to look them up. But let's just call it $1,000 difference, just on the shits and giggles, throwing a number out there. So don't quote me on nothing. But $1,000 is $1,000.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
for the type of riding you're going to do you want the security of dual idlers billet, or are you okay with cast? If you sit there and you go, man, I'm struggling with the cost, you've made your decision. Go with cast. But just know, don't be kicking yourself in the ass when you bust one and you go, shit, I should have bought billet.
I got almost 5 years on mine.
You ain't got to worry about that for me because, frankly, I've gotten 4+ years out of mine because like I said, they were on my 2-seater before, and now they're currently on my 4-seater. If I break a portal at this point in time, I've kind of got my money out of them.
And that's where I'm at too. So, like, I've got my money's worth out of my portals. My portals have held up great. They've been through multiple rebuilds, but I also stay up on top of servicing them too.
And that's a huge thing right there. That is, I don't care what anybody says. That is one of the things that I've seen working on these machines over the years. Keeping up, when it comes to portals, keeping up on the maintenance is a huge, huge thing when it comes to the portals. Because, like Aaron just said it, he keeps up on the maintenance. His are 5+ years old. I keep up on the maintenance on mine. They're
over 5.
Yeah. Well, technically, yeah, they're over 5 years old.
Because you had portals on the 2-seater before I bought the KRX.
Mm-hmm. So if you keep up on the maintenance, yeah, they hold up. I've seen guys who get portals, ride 6 months, don't do any maintenance on them, and then they're sitting there bitching because a bearing seized, blew the fucking gear, and it shot out the fucking side. Well, I don't know what happened. Well, when you look at your fucking oil that's pouring out of it and it's white, the old saying,
there's no oil in it at all.
Black as mud.
That's why you don't put grease in an oil bath hub. You know, it's it's plain and simple. If you keep on, you've worked plants for how long, Corey? It's a gearbox. It is a sealed gearbox. You have to keep up on the maintenance.
Fuck, you can make that claim about any part of this machine.
And
All machines. I mean,
that's really what it boils down to is maintenance. Well, you know, Alex has got multiple years on portals.
And I just did my very first rebuild. First rebuild.
I got multiple years on mine. You know, yes, they've held up. You know, but like I said, if I could go,
I get the argument. I do.
If they
I
would have
understand
been
it.
there, if they would have been there when the dual idlers would have been there when I was ready to purchase portals for the KRX, I would have bought dual idlers.
Even though they're double the price.
Even though. Yep.
I understand the argument behind dual idlers and billet. I do. I get it. I understand it.
And
for me personally,
and as far as I'm concerned, it's well worth it.
For me, it's not. But Aaron and I are similar in a lot of things, but we also are completely different when it comes to a lot of things. And I'll let a lot of shit slide that he's like anal retentive, fucking fuck that shit. It's got to be fucking perfect. Where I'm like, it'll make it. And then when it does make it, I'm sitting there going, see? And he's like, well, if you would have done it this way, it would have made it and we wouldn't have to worry about it. But here I am worrying about it. And I'm like, well, you're worrying about it and I'm fucking not. It's personal preference. It's pros and cons. It's weighing it out and going, all right, do I want to spend X amount of money for that peace of mind or do I not?
Like you do you like. Yes, will a single idler hold up? Absolutely. I'm not taking anything away from the single idlers because I've rode them for so long. I had single idlers on the Arctic Cat, and I beat the fucking snot out of those. Those were single idle billets.
Now, I will also say this. You know as well as I do, and Aaron, you know as well as I do. You can buy brand new shit and it break tomorrow.
Yep.
Oh, that's everything.
Inherently, yes, all things can have a flaw.
Yeah. I mean, hell, you can read the reviews on anything.
So, once again, are you willing to put forth the money for the security?
But you know, like you said, Alex, that yes, inherently shit can have a flaw from the fucking get-go. And that's true. But it's like it's the difference between buying shit from fucking Temu or buying fucking name brand shit too. Super ATV stands behind their fucking portals.
Yeah, and they sell both cast and billet. So I mean, that's
you get a lifetime warranty with the cast stuff. So if you do break, you know, you're able to get fucking replacement parts or get it replaced or what have you.
There's support.
There is support. Is there a chance that you break and it fucks up a whole weekend? There's a chance, but it's no different than anything. There's no different than anything else. Anything else breaking on the machine. You know what I mean? So you bought the machine to go out and play in the woods, regardless of whatever parts are on it.
Who thought my steering was going to fucking just decide to go wee?
Right. You know, shit happens. It is what it is. You know, it's part of playing this game. So, hell, you could go out and have a fucking tire puncture pulling it off the fucking trailer.
Or like that guy with that fucking one Can-Am. Let me pull it off the trailer. Fold.
Yeah,
right.
it just
fucking ball joint break.
Yeah, it's
part of the game.
It's part of playing the game. So, you know,
it almost leads to my point of, is it even worth buying the upgraded portals?
It's peace of mind. That's really what it boils down to.
I get it, Aaron, but in that you almost contradict yourself when you say that, because it's like, if you look at the whole picture, is it even really worth buying unless you are building a big time
To me,
bounty bike?
it has nothing to do with even building a big time bounty bike. It's peace of mind. Do I cringe if I pull up to a rock ledge, pop the front end up, and it slams down? Yeah, I cringe because I'm worried about a portal possibly coming apart. Would it give me a little peace of mind about doing that with a billet and a dual idler portal?
You'd still cringe.
You're right. I probably would. I might
I'm
not as
willing to
bad
bet he
though.
wouldn't even notice. I'm talking, after about 2 or 3 shell sodas, he ain't even gonna know which one is which.
You're right. I get a little more lenient after I've had a couple of trail sodas.
I'm
Oh,
just saying, like,
speak of which, I'm just gonna hey, hold on. I gotta throw this out there. I did before you got there this last ride, Aaron. I did take Corey over to where you almost rolled the KRX.
Oh, off that ledge when I first got the KRX?
Yeah, we pulled up over there, and I got out, and I was walking.
is that when we were walking, trying to see if you can make it or not?
Yeah, I started walking and looking at it, and I was like, yeah. I said, right there's where Aaron almost rolled. And he was like, yeah. I said, I was hanging off the buggy. Aaron was standing in the passenger seat, fucking leaned up. Fucking, we had the buggy hooked up to it. Two of us hanging on the back of it, keeping it from going over. And he's sitting there going, don't tell Karina.
Yeah, I think that was the second ride the KRX had been on. Where I almost rolled it over.
Yeah, so you know that
I hadn't even made a payment on the son of a bitch yet.
you know that little rock ledge that you climbed over and then Joey followed you with his Talon?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's way worse.
I know. I looked at it not this last ride, but the ride before when we were out there with everybody. I looked at it and was gonna go through it, but we had all got separated, so I was like, no, I better not do it. And then of course Karina was like, I'm not drunk enough for this shit.
Well, I flat looked at Corey. Corey's like, you gonna try it? I said, Aaron ain't here. Nope. I said, this is something that, you're going to need somebody on the outside going, hey, you need to take this line, walk through this, because I was like, going down's
it's not too bad as long as you got a set of eyeballs to kind of direct you.
I was going to say,
No.
it's got a big
Going
toe,
down-
it's got a big toe hanging out. And if you hit hard enough, that's oil pan. That's,
But
coming up, you definitely need eyes.
Going down was almost completely non-existent. He was talking about coming up. And I pointed out that big ass rock coming.
The problem is like once you get down there, there's two options. Either A, you continue following the trail out and it leads you back out towards the beer tree, or you go back up the other side.
Yeah, but remember, you can't really go down that trail anymore because that fucking one tree laid over. Remember, I fucking had to hook it real hard and damn near had to get pulled around the corner.
No, I was able to go. I was able to go down it a couple of weekends ago down that side trail.
I was gonna say my cage hit last time. Yeah, I'm a 4-seater. I'm a lot longer. I can't make that turn.
Because that's the trail that Bruce almost rolled bougie in.
Yep. Yeah, going around that tree.
Yeah.
So either way, that spot had washed out so bad.
Yeah,
it was bad.
It's rough.
All right, next time we go, we're going down it.
I wanted to, but you got there too late, and I was like, I ain't doing it in the dark.
Well, I'm kind of glad you didn't, because the steering shaft gave up not too long after that. So
you're right.
Got there.
Well, I made that comment while we were working on it.
That would have been a shitty spot to try to get your buggy back up.
That would have sucked.
Well, I made that comment. I said, I'm glad it happened up here on the fucking top of the trail and not fucking because I was looking for a place to go down when the steering gave out. We got lucky that I broke where I broke.
Yeah, no doubt. And actually me and Sarah talked about it. Could you imagine if you'd have broke somewhere back there by like the beer tree?
It would have been probably easier to get to. Because I know of 2 trails that are wide open to get to the beer tree.
Yeah, you can get a truck and trailer back there.
Okay, but the trail that we took coming away from there, coming back around.
Yeah, good luck.
Yeah. Anywhere in all of those twists and turns, if you'd have broke,
We would have been doing what we did to load it. Fucking pull forward, kick the tire. Pull forward, kick the tire. Pull forward,
Yeah,
kick the tire.
or and the bad thing is, of course, is your buggy is tall enough. Even if Aaron hooked up his winch, or if I'd have tried to push you, there's no way we would have just been able to bump it out.
No, we would have had to do what we did, which was move a little bit and push the tires a little bit more to the
Yeah,
side.
you fucking literally crawl it.
Uh-huh.
You know, and I was actually thinking about that the other day. I saw a deal where a guy made up like a almost like an engine hoist.
Don't get me started on it. Nope, don't get me started on it. We've already had this conversation.
Just to pick the front end up.
I for years before Super ATV did it, before fucking quite a few people have done it already. I wanted to take an old school 6x6 Ranger back
Well,
when Polaris was the only one making the six wheeler. I wanted to take one of those and I wanted to rig up a fucking tow boom on it.
I actually saw a video today.
Mm-hmm.
I even had
a Can-Am
on the side. I don't know if it was Can-Am. Maybe. I really don't know.
and then
He even called it like off-road hook'em or some shit like that.
mm-hmm.
And it was a six wheel,
Mm-hmm.
had a little boom in the back.
Super ATV did one a while back and they called it Aftershock.
That's not what it was called.
No, I know which one you're talking about, Corey. I saw it the other day too on Facebook.
It's a Defender 6x6, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I saw
Was
it too.
Defender?
Yeah,
it was
I
a
can't remember
Defender
if it was a
6x6.
Defender or not, but I know it was a 6x6, but it was like they put a little bullshit lift in the back.
Mm-hmm.
It was carrying it was a side by side that lost the front tire.
Yeah, it's an off-road tow truck.
Yeah, basically that's what it was.
Yep. I wanted to build one of those because remember me and Chase were talking about building one because he's a tow truck driver. And me and Chase were talking about building one a while back before anybody else did it. I said, man, that would be the thing to do is build a recovery rig. And then
Right.
multiple people
that hard.
multiple people have done it now, and I'm like, fuck.
I mean, still, it wouldn't be that goddamn hard, but
Because I'm gonna be honest with you, the Can-Ams with the long wheelbase Can-Am, not even the six wheeler, just the regular long wheelbase Can-Am, the long bed. I think that would be a good one to make it out of and put a good lift on it and put some like 33s underneath it.
Well, all it is just the 6-seater with the 3-seater cab on it.
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, it's like an old school Gator, really, is all it was, but lifted, of course.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Put a little, and all it was a Harbor Freight lift in the back that was cut down.
So I've always thought that was a good idea, and
Well, and thinking about it, that would have, in that situation, that would have been the only way to get you off the trail.
if I was down in a spot where we couldn't got the truck and trailer, yeah. But it didn't work out that way. We got it on the truck and trailer. It wasn't that big of a deal.
I mean, it was lucky as shit that we were able to get it on the.
Well, that's not the first time I've had to go recover a side-by-side from back there.
What, twice now?
Yeah, we've done that twice.
Yours and then
the
mine.
first time was mine.
Yep.
When I ripped the ball joint out of mine.
Yeah, we had to use the tractor for that.
Well, we had to use a tractor to get it out to the pipeline and then
get it up on.
Then finally get it loaded up on the trailer.
Well, all I know is that was, in all guys' honesty, that was fucking awesome. Because otherwise, that would have sucked, made your ass.
So in that conversation, what you need to take out of that is just be prepared to break sooner or later.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not fucking win or it's not
if,
it's win. Because we've all broke at some point in time. Bruce has spent fucking the night out on the trail.
Yeah. Let that sink in.
you know, with
That
his
would suck.
daughters, you know, fucking broken machine. He doesn't want to leave the machine out there all overnight. You know, he's stayed out on the trail until the next day. So
His old Arctic Cat had scars on the back bumper where they took where they took the other machine and put it on the back bumper, winched it up, and like tied it to the back bed bumper.
See, one of the things I told Sarah after that was, I was like, all right, one of the things I need to add to the machine is a small toolbox, I guess, because
Yep.
so like
Aaron with his tools, that was a big fucking help.
so that's just it. I'm a firm believer. Like, don't get me wrong. Like lights and whips and sound system, that shit's all cool. You need a winch, you need a recovery rope, and you need tools.
Hey, so the other thing we took from this last ride was Aaron's not allowed to use the Bubba rope against a four wheeler.
Not unless they don't
That's
want
not
their
my fault.
bumper.
I'm not the one that hooked that up. I just yarded.
Yeah, you fucking yarded and not eased.
A Bubba rope you're not supposed to ease, you yard.
It acts
Bro,
like a rubber band.
that four wheeler was up against the goddamn berm. There was no way it was coming out forward.
So, in all fairness, it was hooked up in a good spot.
I did tell him I wasn't responsible for anything that happened, though.
All I'm saying is it was hooked up in a good spot because you didn't just rip the bumper off, you ripped the frame out.
Ah, yeah.
I just gave it character.
Oh, the guy
laughed,
started
but-
laughing about it. He finally got to look at it once it was out of the hole, and he's like, I could beat that back in with a hammer and re-weld it.
Those kids laugh, but it wasn't that goddamn funny. I mean, we thought it was funny.
Yeah,
I didn't think they thought it was that
wasn't
funny.
mine.
Oh shit!
But my Bubba rope, my Bubba rope works great.
Ah,
Because I thought it was the rope. I thought the rope snapped, is what I thought.
That's what I thought too.
And then when I went to go pull it, I was like, hold on. And I went to go grab it off the back of your buggy. I didn't realize it whipped up by Karina's head.
Well, it didn't hit the back of the buggy.
No, it was behind her seat. It was up in the bed past the cooler in like behind her seat.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, it was.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't in the cab.
Yes, it was.
but say it whipped up pretty hard. I know that because it didn't take but about 2 seconds for that bumper to come flying off.
Oh, it wasn't tied around the bumper. It was tied around the upright of the frame.
Anyway.
That four wheeler didn't move. How about that? Just think that.
I thought
That
was funny.
motherfucker was still in the same spot after you.
Speak of which,
He did.
I need to rebuild my fucking winch.
I need to put a winch on mine.
Well, you need to put that bumper on first.
Well, I gotta get all the bolts because
Just go up to the shop and go talk to Justin and see what he's got up there. We probably got all the bolts at the shop.
I'm sure he does. It's just I'm kind of still pissed off with Super ATV on that one, but I'll figure it out.
You'd be all right.
Man, yeah, but that kind of pissed me off because they didn't send me the package, and then when they did, they sent me the wrong one. I was like, motherfucker. Yes, I'm gonna put the bumper on with a winch. Matter of fact, I was looking at a recovery rope the other day just because of watching y'all. I mean, I have soft shackles and stuff like that, but that's
I'm gonna tell you right now, it is.
I was looking at Rhino.
It is 100% worth it going ahead and getting like a Bubba rope or something like that, not just a toe strap.
Yeah. I was looking at like I said, I was looking at a Rhino recovery rope, and I saw some other cheaper.
Yeah, it's the same thing. Yeah, it's the same thing as a Bubba rope.
Yeah,
like the Rhino ropes are pretty good. I like them. They're good quality rope. You need a couple soft shackles, a snatch block, 1 or 2 snatch blocks, winch, of course, and then a tree saver.
And I know on mine, I need to weld up the block for the back. That way I have something to hook onto the back.
Oh,
He's gonna build it. He's gonna build his own plate.
And we'll build my own recovery hitch for the back. I'm not
yeah,
gonna buy the Super ATV one. I'll just build it. But
yeah, no, that's as far as like recovery, you need a recovery point in the front and then one in the rear. Um, and then like I said, soft shackles, recovery, or some type of like bubber rope, or like the Rhino one's a good one. There's a couple of different companies that make good recovery ropes, or those bungee ropes, or whatever the hell they're called. And then tree saver. So
Yep.
because that's one thing I do
what do
need to
you
get. I
call
need
it?
to
A
get
tree saver?
tree saver is just
a strap that goes around
to
the
go
tree.
around the tree.
Oh, okay.
You don't want to run your
Rope around the
winch
tree.
rope around the tree.
I
Like,
got you.
So
yeah, it's normally like a 6-inch strap or a 6-foot strap.
yeah.
I think I got a 6-foot forever loop that I use.
Well,
Sling.
I got
Yeah,
I got
like a
plenty.
6-foot. Yeah, like a 6-foot sling. That's what I use.
But
So, but all
that
right.
that type of stuff, and then tools, and then couple. I carry a spare ball joint.
I carry a couple spare ball joints. I
keep a spare belt.
don't have that problem.
Now I got a couple of spare axles, rear axles.
I do
I'll
have
have a
that
couple.
problem.
Huh?
I said I do have that problem.
And then hopefully sometime after I get back, I'll have a couple of spare fronts. So
Yeah, having a few spare parts and then a toolkit is essential.
I do have a list of what tools you need for the KRX specific. I have a full tool list of what you'll need for replacing shit out on the trail. So
And if it's a
and then a
Talon,
jump pack.
if it's a Talon, you need all metric and all standard.
Yeah, fuck the bolt choices on the fucking Talon.
What the fuck?
Dude, the Talon does not have the same bolts for anything. So most of the shit on the KRX is either a 17, 18, or a 19 millimeter. Or excuse me, 15, 17, 18, or a 19.
Talon bolts go from 10 millimeter all the way up to 19 millimeter, and then there's
3/8 all the way up to
I-
fucking 1 inch.
there's also standard bolts.
Yeah, fucking Honda fucked the dog on that one.
Shitting me.
Nope.
I don't have an issue with it.
Yeah.
Why?
Ain't had a
That would be annoying as shit.
Haven't really had a major fucking failure either. So
Oh, until the other day.
Yeah, but Aaron had all the tools.
Yeah. Aaron.
yeah, what would have happened if I wouldn't have showed up?
I'd have figured it out.
No, you would have went and got the tractor.
I'd have figured it out.
He means
how
we would have figured it out.
It's how I roll, or lack of rolling.
You'd have been out there with fucking 2-car batteries and jumper cables trying to weld it together with a coat hanger.
Hey, I no, Quentin was out there. I'd have called him. I'd have called him to come back. Come back, Quentin. Come back.
So, but
anyway, well, do you want to give a shout out to sponsors? KB Longhorn Welding, Dale's Fun Center, Trashy, not just a lifestyle, or no, what is it? Oh, I screwed it up.
Cabo's gonna kick your ass.
I know, right? She is. TrashyInc.life is their website. Go buy your trashy gear. We all got some. It's great stuff.
She's already gonna kick your ass because you had a Longhorn on
Hey, easy.
there.
I know she's probably mad at me still. Speak of which, and then I know, I forgot what I was about to say.
Sponsors.
Awkward
That's
silence.
that's the only sponsors I got left. 361 Racing. Silverback Garage. Justin's done a great job. He's helped me out in a bind quite a few times. And then oh God, I don't want to screw it up. Bruce, don't get mad at me. Hold on. Let me look it up because I don't want to screw it up.
The Lone Star Audio Solutions?
No, it's Lone Star Sound Integration LLC.
Sound integration. That's right.
See, I didn't want to screw it up, and you did.
I asked you a question.
Yeah, so Bruce, of course, you know, his business, he's heavily involved with the podcast, and that's Lone Star Sound Integration LLC. We want to thank them. Everybody has been a huge supporter of the podcast. Elite Power Sports, Triage Garage. Alan over there is still killing it with those builds. I keep seeing them on Facebook and stuff like that. Once again, talked to Anthony earlier this week and then today also. So shout out to them. And yeah, I think we're going to end this episode. We are back. Things have finally calmed down a little bit with my whole changing jobs and stuff like that. We're going to do it a little different. If you've hung out this long, you're a supporter, and we really do appreciate you listening to us or watching us. We're idiots. We all know this. Nothing new to the... Huh?
Speak for yourself.
Really? Have you looked in the mirror?
I'm a model off-road citizen.
Degenerate from up north.
That too.
Degen from up north. So we really do appreciate everybody who has followed us, listened to us, and whatnot. Make sure to check us out on all the socials. Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, where else? YouTube, Spotify, for all your listening needs. I'm
You got
horrible.
a face for radio.
I do have a face for radio. I'm okay with that though. My wife likes it. Shut up. You look like me. So yeah, as far as the changing it up a little bit, with my current work schedule, I'm gonna shoot for once a month. I know it's not as much as we were doing it in the past, but I think we're gonna get a better quality out of it by doing it once a month. And then look for us out on the trails. I've already put a calendar together for myself. I don't know what Aaron's schedule looks like. And
I ain't doing shit.
Hold
Either
on.
you see me or you don't.
Hold on. I do have so we're doing something new this year. We were invited to, and I know a lot of our listeners and followers ride motorcycles. So I want to make sure that I put this out there. Let me look it up because I don't want to screw this one up either. Give me 2 seconds here. April 17th through the 19th of 2026, you can see the Full Send Off-Road Podcast, myself, and I don't know if Aaron's going to make it yet, but Bruce said he is interested in going. We are going to be at the Joker's Tattoo Studio Ink and Iron Poker Run up in... Ooh, I'm horrible at this. I'm horrible. It's going to be at the Joker's Tattoo Studio grounds in Wise County, Texas, just outside of Justin. They're doing live bands, old school biker games. They're going to have a DJ, live tattooing, vendor village tattoo contest, and they're also doing the poker run. This is going to be the very first poker run biker rally that I've ever been to. It's not really my scene, but I know there's a lot of crossover in the off-road industry and people who ride motorcycles. So we're looking to looking to meet a bunch of people out there. Come, and if you're out there, come say hi. We're gonna be out there filming and getting pictures and doing a little meet and greet and stuff like that. We really do appreciate being invited out there. Their partners are Bikers Against Bullying of North Texas and iFlex Stretch Studio. So if you're in the area of Justin, Texas, go check out the Ink and Iron Poker Run on April 17th through the 19th. It is 21 plus to get in, and you can check out their website at inkandironrally.com. And that's it.
The tattoos are right up my alley, so let's go.
Hey, like I said, I'm gonna be up there. I think Zach said he's gonna try to make it, and then Bruce said he's interested. I hadn't really talked to you much about it, Aaron, but I don't know if it'd be something you'd be interested in going.
I like motor scooters.
Yeah, it's up by Dallas. So they contacted us and asked if we wanted to be a part of it. So I told them, yeah, I'm totally down. I like motorcycles. It's not really my forte. I don't know a whole lot about it or anything like that, but from the sounds of it, there's going to be a lot of cool bikes out there and stuff like that. So I figured go check it
Sounds
out
dope.
and
Yeah.
do some filming.
I'll fly back in from Florida for that.
So, and on that note, bye. Really?